This podcast is proud to be part of the TalkSport Fan Network. TalkSport. Powered by fans.
This season, Instacart has your back to school. As in, they've got your back to school lunch favorites like snack packs and fresh fruit. And they've got your back to school supplies like backpacks, binders, and pencils. And they've got your back when your kid casually tells you they have a huge school project due tomorrow. Let's face it, we were all that kid. So first, call your parents to say I'm sorry, and then download the Instacart app to get delivery in as fast as 30 minutes all school year long. Get a $0 delivery fee with your first 3 orders while supplies last. Minimum $10 an order. Additional terms apply.
Bradford, it's Bradford. He's got to make this count. It's Bradford. It's 1-1.
So, wherever you are in the world, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, and welcome to Grimsby vs Bradford City preview of the League Cup game. Also, just a bit of housekeeping. When people are speaking, if you could mute your sense so we don't get any back stuff coming back to us. And so in today's podcast, we are talking about the post-match MK Dons, pre-match Grimsby, the latest Bradford City news, score predictions, weather forecast, and what's on your plate. And I should be joined today by Tony, Lee, and Robbie.
Hello.
Good evening, everybody.
And good evening.
And so, starting off with Lee, Tony. What was your thoughts on the MK Dons game?
I thought first 10 minutes we were outstanding, and then obviously we go 2-0 up. And then we just seemed to sit back and invite them to come at us, which they did. And I just thought, do they think game's over after 10 minutes? I mean, don't get me wrong, I thought we dug in well. And we defended well, and if they'd have had a finisher, it could have been 6-2. Yeah. You've got to remember, it's a new team again, what we're starting with, so, give them time to gel. But I thought we rode us luck for at least 80 minutes of that game. If they could have finished, we'd have been dead and buried, but we dug in. And I wouldn't say it was the greatest performance, but we battled as a team. And if that's the way forward, then I'd have took a point at 3 o'clock, but I would even bet with 3 points. But the performance, I don't know, I just think they thought they'd done enough in the first 10 minutes, and we didn't sit back. They will be thereabouts, will MK Dons, definitely. If they can ball it back at net. But 3 points is 3 points, and that's why you've got to look at it.
Okay, and Lee, did you see the game on Sky?
I certainly did. Thoroughly enjoyed first 5 minutes. For me, as Tony just said, we got 2-0 up. And it were like, let's see what they've got. But we never really got back in the game. We were trying to catch them on break, and it was just getting broken up by them because they were pressing high. We just didn't seem to be able to get out. After that, when we did, we looked a threat. I thought probably Kavanagh had an off day. I've seen him play better than that. He seemed to get a bit lost for me. Back three were a worry for me, and Tyreek Wright is just not a fullback. I don't care while ever he's got an hole in his rear, he will never be a fullback. He's an attacking player. He's attack minded. He's not defensive minded, and he's not going to put his foot in and risk injury. He's just not that kind of player. He's an attacker. End of. And Smallwood made the tackle of the game. For me, he did. And that's why he is a ball winner, and he won the ball fair and square.
And Robbie?
Hello. Yeah, first 5 minutes, absolutely brilliant. I think we played good up to 20-minute mark, maybe. MK Dons actually kind of settled down, got into the game. I think we did try and hold on for a 2-0 lead at half-time, which obviously didn't happen, 2-1. I think pressure was on us, obviously, from going in the second half. Do agree with Lee as well. Tyreek Wright is not a left wing back for me. I think he did struggle a lot. I think Kelly helped him out quite a bit as well. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm glad we all did on for the 3 points. MK Dons did look strong in the second half. I don't think they'll struggle in this league personally this year. But yeah, see how it goes. But yeah, happy with the 3 points.
And last but not least, Miss Diane.
Hiya. This is better than our Friday. I'll have my cheery voice on. Yeah, we played well all the game. Obviously, the man of the match should have gone to Sam, but it went to Pato, which pleased quite a few people. But yeah, we played okay if we carry on season. But I'm not getting my hopes up because we know what we're like. We can start good, finish crap, start crap, finish good. So rollercoaster season of watching Bradford City.
Okay. So my thoughts on the game, we did play extremely well in the first 5-10 minutes. So obviously, Pato with the screamer. The second goal I missed because I was speaking to the guy behind me. Robbie's fault. And then later on in the game, we kept losing it in midfield. So I don't know whose fault that was. Probably Smallwood's or someone's fault there. MK Dons, I think, could have easily won that game, but they just didn't have the shooting boots on that game. So anyone else got anything they want to talk about the MK Dons game before we move on?
I think Sam kept us in it a lot, 100%. Like Lee was saying, he probably stopped roughly about 6 shots on target. Kept us in it second half.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
I looked at the stats and MK Dons had more possession than us. They had 68 and we had 32%. They had more shots as well, so there you go. But hey, it doesn't matter how much possession you've got, we got the points.
Okay.
The thing I liked the most about Bradford City's performance was all 11 of them that were on the pitch at any time during the course of the game stuck by each other. There was a togetherness there that we never saw last year, and that's why they got 1, and we got 2. That's why we got 3 points. There was a togetherness there, and I like to see that. They worked hard, all of them.
I think it comes down to dressing room as well. I think Graham's got every single one.
Definitely does.
Everybody's happy with him at the moment, which is good to see as well.
Lee, can I ask you a question?
Yeah, sure.
What did you think of Byrne?
I'm undecided on Byrne at the moment. I've not been impressed with him. He played better. It were middleman that were a bit, Kelly were all right, but the middleman were a bit suspect this time. They're a back three. They need games. It's as simple as that, I think. They need time. They don't know each other really yet. I don't know what it'll mean to them when injured defender comes back, or midfield, Callum, what they call him. Is he midfield? It's midfield, isn't he? Where they're going to put him? I think he's a back. I'm not sure.
To be honest, I think the other thing what Byrne actually did well was actually stopping the shots, blocking them.
He got his head to a lot of stuff as well, but what do they call one in the middle? I can't remember his name because he's new.
It was Baldwin.
Baldwin, that's him. Baldwin, Kelly, Kelly and Byrne.
Yeah.
Right.
They need time. Simple.
Yeah.
Right, moving now on to the pre-match Grimsby. And so the Grimsby Town versus Bradford City tomorrow, 17:45, live on Sky Sports Plus, live from Bundle Park, and the referee is David Coote. He is a Premier League referee. There's no stats out yet, but from last season, He had 16 appearances in the Premier League, dished out 84 yellow cards, one second yellow, 2 reds, 5 penalties. In the Championship, he had 3 appearances, 16 yellow cards, no second yellows, no reds, 1 penalty. In the FA Cup, he's had 2 appearances, 5 yellows, no second yellows, no reds, no penalties. In the EFL Cup, he's had 1 appearance, 3 yellow cards, no second yellows, no reds, no penalties. Grand total of 22 appearances, 108 yellow cards, 1 second yellow, 2 reds, and 6 penalties. I'm going into a little bit more detail. This is information I've got from FootMob, and there's obviously typically not a lot out. But Grimsby haven't scored in their last 2 matches, and Bradford City haven't lost in their last 9 matches. So then, having a look, there doesn't seem to be, typically, any team news out anything yet. So, going from Tony across, what's your thoughts on the game tomorrow? And basically, what team would you select?
I think it's one of them games where, do we want to be in this cup and progress and hope for a big match at home, or do we change things around and give the players that didn't play, who were on bench on Saturday, start, or do we want to get out of this league and not be in this cup? I'd like to see Jake Young given a start, because I feel sorry for him, because I don't think he's in Alexander's plans, personally. I dropped Smallwood because I thought, like Lee said, match-winning tackle, but there were times he went missing. I dropped Savic because I thought he looked leggy. And I'd start with Gilliard if he's not injured, because I think we missed him on Saturday. But I'd bring that Shepherd in, see what he can do, because he did look pretty comfortable on ball when he come on. But end of the day, it's up to Alexander. I don't like this see it back, and like they say, Tyrek Wright is not a wing back. He's a winger. He's a natural winger. And you're not going to get much out of him, because, like Lee says, he's not going to get injured.
Yeah. And Diane, same question to you. What's your thoughts on tomorrow's game?
I don't know. It's one of them games, and it's like, is Alexander going, like you say, is he going to start with the team that played on Saturday, start with a team that finished on Saturday, or make changes? You do not know. But I agree with Tony. Sarcevic, I'm not quite keen on him yet. I'm still getting used to him. But I'd like to see Jake and Bobby start. Or is he going to put Cookie and Kavanagh in? But is he wanting us to go far in the competition like you say, is he going to concentrate on league? You just don't know. He might swap it up and surprise everybody.
And before we go to Lee, we've just had a Dan on YouTube who just said start Oliver. I agree with you on that one, Dan. I think possibly there'll be quite a few changes tomorrow. Oliver might start, Young probably might start. Just a couple of the fringe players who've not really got into the team, but see what happens. Right, moving on to Lee now.
Like I say, I agree with Tony. Halliday just got the legs on everybody, hasn't he? He's like the fittest player at the club. He's got the best engine at the club. Why won't he play him? Because he'll play anyway. He'll play left wing back, releasing right further up. I don't know if they'll do that, but I think some changes will be made. There'll be tweaks rather than personnel, I think. Maybe he might give Young, with it being cup, and was it a run? He might give Poynton a run. Will he rest Sam in goal? Or it's a cup in it. We know from experience last year, to not expect players that should be playing to be playing in these cups. I think whoever he puts in, we've got more than enough to see off Grimsby. We play them again in a couple of weeks' time, don't we, in league? So I think that'll be a game to tell us more than this cup game. Cup game's not going to tell us out. He's going to use it as minutes in legs, isn't he, I think, for some players. Potentially. Could be wrong, has been known, been wrong before. That's what I think.
And before we go to Robbie, we've had a TikTok come in from Cam. He would go Sam, Brad, Baldwin, Byrne, Kelly, Wright, Smallwood, Walker, Young, Oliver, and the new guy, Ollie. But we're going to get back onto the new guy. Ben's put Young and Stanson tomorrow. And that's it. So moving over to Robbie. Same again. Who would you start, Robbie? And what do you think the chances are tomorrow?
Chances tomorrow, I think he will go there for the win. I don't think any manager goes to a game obviously wanting to lose. I think we'll win 2-0 personally. I think there will be a couple of changes. I'm going to go with a 4-3-3. Doyle in net. My back four is Halliday, Baldwin, Shepherd, Richards. My midfield, I think Graham will try and rip them apart with the midfield, so I think I'll go strong. So I'll go with Smallwood, Patterson, Sarcevic. And then my top three, I'm going to go Ibbotson, Young and Poynton.
Okay, and is anybody else got anything they want to talk about the Grimsby game before we go to the score predictions?
I think it's just like a little test in it for this season, because obviously we drew 1-1 last year, obviously late it's Smallwood pen, I believe. I think we'll try and break them down first. I think Grimsby will play a strong team due to obviously not been perfect in the league. I think they'll try and have a nice cup run as well again.
Okay, if Robbie says front three, then Ibbotson, Young and Sanderson. Right, starting off with Tony. Score predictions, Tony, please. And before you get that from you, TikTok, get your score predictions in, please. Also YouTube, Facebook, wherever you're watching me, score predictions in. And we'll start off with Mr. Tony.
I'll go 2-0. I'm not going to name any goal scorers because I don't know who's going to be playing. But I'll go 2-0 City.
Diane?
I'm going to go 1-1 and then we win on penalties. Controversial.
Very.
Yeah.
Well, you know me, I'm always controversial, me.
Lee?
I'm going to go for a comfortable 3-0 win.
To get people excited about Boost Mobile's new nationwide 5G network, we're offering unlimited talk, text, and data for $25 a month.
Forever.
Even if you have a baby.
Even if your baby has a baby.
Even if you grow old and wrinkly and you start repeating yourself.
Even if you start repeating yourself.
Even if you're on your deathbed and you need to make one last call.
Or text.
Right, or text. The long-lost son you abandoned at birth.
You'll still get unlimited talk, text, and data for just $25 a month with Boost Mobile.
Forever!
After 30 gigabytes, customers may experience slower speeds. Customers will pay $25 a month as long as they remain active on the Boost Unlimited plan.
Forever.
And Robbie.
Nice little day out, a little 2-0 win.
Okay, so I think it's going to be... I'm going to go for the boring 1-0 City. And I'll probably go for the new guy to score, because hopefully he's been registered in time. We've had Cam 3-3, normal City win on pens. As if I'm not positive. Haru 2-0 City. Grimsby will. 2-1 Grimsby. Grimsby will, if you want to come on and have a chit chat, tell us about your team, because it's always nice to get a Grimsby fan's perspective. So if you want to head over to X and just search for Chickens on the Loose podcast, you will find me. Cam thinks 3-2. Ack and Oliver hat-trick. Ack and Oliver hat-trick. Start, Smallwood, Walker and Sark. Right. Next on the list is the latest Bradford City. Actually, not. I'll go for the weather forecast. Get the weather forecast over and done with. So the sun will rise tomorrow at 5:37 a.m. and the sun will set at 8:32. And we've got highs of 26 degrees tomorrow. So it's, from 11 o'clock onwards. So it's 22, 23, 24, 25, 25, 25. It's going up. And then round about 9 o'clock, it's going to get a bit cloudy with rain about 11 o'clock at night. So moving on now to the latest Bradford City news. And why not? It's been announced that the Bantams Bradford City have announced Ollie Sanson on loan from Premier League side Fulham. And just having a quick look at the Simon Parker article, it says Fulham striker Ollie Sanson wants to cause mayhem after signing for City. Sanson has become Green Alexandra's 7th recruit on a season-long loan. He is 6'1" in centre forward. He's going to be like a giant. Signed a new 2-year deal last week with a Premier League club who are keen for him to gain more senior experiences. He spent last season on loan at Oxford City and then Sutton in League Two and scored 13 goals in total. He's come out with, "I am an aggressive striker," said the 20-year-old, who comes off the bench against City at Valley Parade in February. "I like to run in behind and cause mayhem and ultimately score goals. I had a real positive chat with the gaffer who really sold this place to me with the ambition and what we want to do here. As soon as I had that chat, my mind was set on coming here. We want to get promoted. This is too big of a club to be in this league, and I really want to be part of the push of promotion. It's always great to win your first game of the season, as the boys managed to do on Saturday. Hopefully we can seize the momentum and take it in tomorrow and Saturday. The fan base is unreal. I played at Valley Parade last year and it was really enjoyable experience. It's a game and a lot of people look forward to." Bantam's boss Alexander said, "We are delighted to bring Ollie to our club to add even more goal threats on our front line. He's highly rated at Fulham and he'll bring in energy, enthusiasm and quality in front of goal. He's hungry to compete and we look forward to working with him." Sanson has been with Fulham since under 9 level and started the EFL Trophy tie against Portsmouth last season. So while I'll have a break, get my teeth back in, Tony, so what's your thoughts on the new player who has come in?
I'm looking forward to seeing him. Like I say, 6'1". He could be an ideal replacement for Cook with half an hour to go. The sound as though, but could you play them both together because they're both target men? But you'd have to see what kind of, if he's got pace, if he's fast, and he gets onto it, some balls that'll be put through to him. But no, I think it's encouraging, and I'm looking forward to seeing him. And I hope, is it on Sky tomorrow night?
It's on Sky Sports Plus, bud. 8 o'clock kickoff.
So yeah, I think it's a good. I think it could be a good signing. But we've said that before, haven't we? But he seems a down to earth guy. I've seen his interview, and see what he can do. So yeah, look, I'm looking forward to him. I think it could be a good signing. This. They've already been moaning on Facebook about him.
Oh, they always do, Tony. Before they kick a ball.
Yeah, well, he's only got 4 goals in 20 games at Sutton. But Sutton were poor. I know they beat us, but no, let's give the lad a chance.
And next up, Diane.
Like Tony says, we've got to give him a chance. Is he going to start? Is he not going to start? Like Tony says, is he going to be a sub to replace somebody? And also, does that mean that a player's going to be going out? So, but there's all that rumours saying that probably Jake Young will be going, but you don't know unless Alexander's getting his squad ready for injuries this long season we've got, because don't forget we've got quite a few cup matches as well. So, look forward to seeing how he plays. I'll be watching it tomorrow night, obviously, on telly as well. But just see how he plays, see if let's see if we did register him in time, because I think they might have had a cut off and we might not have got him in time for the cup match, but hopefully he might make his debut on Saturday at Valley.
And Lee.
Yeah, 20-year-old. He comes from a good club, good pedigree, I suppose. Don't matter how many goals he gets anywhere else when he's been out on loan and he's learning his trade, isn't he? And that's what he's here exactly to do, to learn his trade. think he can only look forward to seeing what he can do. I'm going to enjoy seeing his development, and if he's not up to it or whatever, I'm pretty sure our wonderful fans will soon let him know. As long as he works hard, people will love him. As long as he works hard.
Yeah.
That's all we ask.
Robbie.
Weird signing for me. I'm surprised we've actually got another forward in. Hopefully he does well. Young, fresh, a lot of passion, the sounds of it in his interview. Yeah, but like I think it was Diane said, I think there is somebody obviously replacing him. Someone has to go. For me personally, I'll get rid of Oliver and Smith. Maybe get a decent left back with the money. If not, I think it's going to be a light for Jake Young sent out. But yeah, I won't play him in the cup game tomorrow though. I'll give him a nice warm reception back at Valley Parade and see what he has to offer.
I think with this, obviously 6'1" centre forward, you know what plan B is going to be, just smash it up front and hopefully it lands on his head, him and Cookie, see how they do. With, I think somebody possibly will probably be leaving, so it could be Smith, Young, or Oliver. And like we're saying, I personally didn't think we needed another centre forward. I think we need another left back, or just some cover at left back, right back, and possibly just improving other departments, and probably bring another goalkeeper in, because I know now Doyle's getting a bit old. I know he cost us £1 many moons ago. I've heard they're still paying instalments on that as a penny. But just hopefully things go better now and we improve through the season. Right, before we move on quickly, I've had Darren on Facebook. He's going to think it's 2-0 at Bradford City. Right, so does anybody want to chat about, vent about, shout about anything? Starting off with Tony, work away across.
Yeah, when's them training tops going on sale? I thought they were absolutely brilliant.
You mean them ones that they were wearing on Saturday?
Yeah.
I love that. I want one.
They're really bright, aren't they, Tony? They're really bright.
I want one from before I go on my holidays, but they're not on website at the moment. Now, surely to God, every man and his dog will want one of them because they are absolutely ace.
Yeah. Before we move on to Diane, we've had a TikTok come in. Bradford City till I die. Thinks it's to be 4-0 City. Right, back to Diane. Do you want to chat about, vent about, shout about anything, Diane?
No, not really. It's like Tony says, I really like them tops that they're wearing on Saturday. I just hope it's not just for players. I hope they do let the fans go. But no, there's not really that I want to vent about, apart from some of the minority on Saturday chucking flares again at the game.
Yeah.
So, which was ridiculous, because obviously me, Georgia and Little Legs moved, because it even affected me, did the smoke, and it doesn't usually. So, but you know what they're like when they go to away matches, some of the little,
the youth.
The youth of today.
The youth of today.
I never used to do that when I used to go on my own.
So before we go to Lee,
but that
just
was
bringing up what Diane said there about the pyros. Obviously, we scored, I think it was either the first goal or the second goal, obviously the pyros.
It was Patos.
And then obviously, Patos' goal, everyone's gone mental. Pyro's gone in the middle, where the stewards can't get because they've got like a black turpin thing, cover thing over there. So landed in the middle, so it was actually smoking for quite a while. It ended up going in my face and stuff like that. And then looked behind me and there were two people coming out from the ground with a bloody nose, so something's obviously happened or someone's been pushed forward there. So things need to stop with pyros and stuff like that, because it does affect people in other ways. Lee, do you want to chat about, vent about, shout about anything?
No, I didn't actually see any pyros on coverage from Sky. So whether that was sort of tactical, it didn't show any of that. Never saw a thing.
Yeah, like an orange pyro just landed in the middle. I think Sky tried to blur stuff out like that. We need to get rid of that element, don't we? Because we don't need it.
Yeah,
but
apart from all else, those
again.
pyros are dangerous. They can actually harm people.
Yeah.
But they searched everybody going in, so how they got it through?
Unless it was a kid. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah.
Because it could have been a kid. But I've got a feeling FA's going to be on to us again for it.
Well, they're going to have to, because it's been outlawed, so shouldn't be taking them.
Yep. They'll be fining us again.
Other thing I'd say is, we as supporters have got absolutely no idea who's going to leave our club, come into our club. He's talking about another 2, potentially, with this Ollie. 6'1", he's not a giant, is he? He's, well, not to me. He's 20-year-old, developing. Get behind him, support him, encourage him. Bobby Campbell, when he came to Bradford originally, first time, was a bad boy in football. Nobody wanted to know him. He was like last chance saloon. And McFarlane put his arm around him and said, listen, come and play for us and these fans will love you forever. Do you know what? He wasn't wrong. We do. We still love him. We still miss him.
Yeah.
Man's gone to his heavenly place. He's banging him in for God now, if you want to call it that. But he's just shows you what can happen. It don't matter what clubs you've been at, what you were thought of there. It don't matter even if you're playing for us now and you're going to be the next out of the door. We don't know. Just see what happens for a change instead of hounding people out. Jake Young, I particularly think he's got a place this year in this team. And I think he'll prove his worth. That's taking him at his word. That's what he wanted to do. He reckons he owes us. Give him a chance.
Yeah.
Smith, don't know.
So before we move on to Robbie, we've actually had, I think it's a Lincoln fan, Sophie on X/Twitter. She's put, we had 7 pyros at the Lincoln vs Burton away Saturday, and it made mum and daughter seriously ill. Hope everyone's better there, Sophie. But people need educating on pyros. People need educating on other bits and bobs. Someone will get seriously hurt one day at a football game. It needs to stop. I know I can't speak for every single Bradford City fan, but it needs to stop because someone will get injured and also the club will be getting fined. It won't surprise me if the club get fined from the FA Cup, and that will from the FA, and that will probably affect the transfer budget and other bits and bobs from the club. So my message is to other fans, stop bringing pyros to games. You do not know how it affects other fans at games, and it also can make you very ill. Right, Robbie, do you want to chat about anything?
Chat about a couple of things. Number one, rumours going around on Twitter about Jamie Walker obviously going into the services with a limp. Maybe out injured for a couple of things. Everyone's saying get rid already. That's without knowing what's happening with him. Number two, Adam Clayton has signed for Liversidge, so he's now found his level. That got announced yesterday. That's pretty much it.
Okay, Sophie has actually replied, what's your thoughts on Paddy O'Connor? I think he was an alright defender. If anyone else wants to chirp in, feel free. Actually ask everybody. So what was your thoughts on Paddy O'Connor, Tony?
I like Paddy O'Connor. I thought he was a good solid defender. I was gutted when he left. But he's captain of Lincoln now. He banged 2 in on Saturday for him. Yeah, I do miss him. Because when he come from Leeds, wasn't it? On loan, wasn't it?
I think, Leeds won it, yeah.
He was from Leeds, yeah. And he was a towering presence. And I did miss him when he'd gone. Because I thought him and Reece Burke at the time were a good partnership. But it's like how else things happen, and he decided to move on. And, he's done well at Lincoln. He's a captain. He scored 2 on Saturday. So, And I still said I wouldn't have got rid of Matty Platt, but who am I? I don't run the club. I'm not the manager.
Apparently, had a solid game as well, Matt Platt.
Diane, what about yourself? Thoughts on Pawdy?
I think Powdy were there before I went back because obviously for the last few years I couldn't go because of all the personal reasons that I had. I probably heard of him on, watched him on telly, but there you go. I can't really say much because, like I say, for all the personal reasons before I could go back to the football, I probably didn't see him play.
Yeah. And Lee.
Paddy O'Connor was absolutely amazed to let him go, but there must have been people in back that just didn't offer him enough to stay, did they? And I think he was surprised that he were on his way through the door. Regards Platty, he wanted to go. They didn't offer him enough, and he went. Another one. We've lost so many players from Bradford City coming through. Reece Staunton, loads of them. You just drip off at tongue. And they've gone on to do well elsewhere, and they always come back and haunt us. So, just saying. We've always done it.
And last but not least, Robbie.
I think the first thing that comes to mind is when he got his tooth knocked out. That just literally puts his body on the line. Solid centre-back for a League One team as well. Obviously got the first goal and the last goal for obviously the win in the link against Burton. But yeah, I think, like Lee said, they do go on and haunt us. The thing is, he's a decent League One centre-back and fair play to him. We're still in League Two, we haven't gone any further, so I don't blame him.
And is anybody else that want to chat about, vent about, shout about anything before we start winding down?
Just add to what Robbie said. Solid defender with Pawdy. Sad when he went.
Imagine him and Platt. That'd be crazy.
Awesome, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
They shall not pass.
All I'll say is you knew Platt were going when you wasn't there at the memorial service because all the rest of the players were there.
Okay, and we've had a tick coming from Grimsby. Will, hope you're doing well. Will, as a Grimsby fan, Bradford are too big for this league and think we have been unlucky in previous years. Seems this year is your year. I am really hoping we go up this year. I've had enough of going to crappy grounds already, especially MK Dons. My vent is my vent and shout about stuff is MK Dons. You've got no fans, MK Dons. You've just been taken over by a billionaire or a millionaire. You can't even fill your ground. It's more soulless than a nunnery. Your fans didn't hardly turn. I think the attendance were like 7,000 and something odd, with 1,400 from City, if my memory serves me correctly. It was just Bradford City probably made more noise than you. You were unlucky. You should have scored. You should have finished your goals you scored. Your passing stuff. That's my rant and rave over. Right, just gonna mute everybody. So I want to say thank you for everybody coming along today. Hope you've enjoyed yourself. So if you like what you're hearing, we're on all podcast services. Just search for Bradford City Chickens on the Loose. It was originally Chickens on the Loose, but I've had Bradford City, so it's more easier to find. So we turn up on more stuff. Also, we've got a small Facebook page, Up the Chickens on Facebook, where you can do golden goal every game day. And also we've got a Super 6 competition on the go at the minute. Just get yourself on to Up the Chickens on Facebook and you can enter that for, I think it's a tenner to do the Super 6 and there's prizes to be won. Also, my YouTube, Chickens on the Loose on YouTube, X, other social sites. Thank you everybody from Tony, Diane, Lee, Robbie, and obviously the silent listener Georgia. Hope you're well. Get well soon. And thank you, Sophie, for coming along, for your comments. So wherever you are in the world, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. Enjoy the rest of your day and night. Come on, City. Let's beat Grimsby tomorrow and let's get a big tie in the next round. Ta-ra.
Looks to pick it up and he'll go on here. There's two up here.
This podcast is proud to be part of the TalkSport Fan Network. TalkSport. Powered by fans.